35192, want to text me? We got the Bill Squire Friday Get Down later on. It has been some time, not in my recent memory, that we've had Mary Santora here for a live Bill Squire Friday Get Down, much to her chagrin. But she'll be here for today's. It's brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey, of course. It's how we know around these parts that the weekend is officially underway. So we'll get to that later on. The Weekend Cox, by the way, speaking of Bill Squire, he and Poundcake are your hosts for The Weekend Cox. It airs here on MMS Sunday mornings from 8 to 10. It's 2 hours, the best stuff from the week. It is also available for you as a podcast on iHeartRadio. And next week on the show, I will have tickets for you to get to the Seven Dust show. They were here last fall. They are back on May the 1st at the Agora. Joe Satriani is going to be through MGM Northfield Park in October, and Mastodon is going to play the Agora on April 23rd. That show's right around the corner. So a lot of good shows coming through, and I will have tickets for you for those three next week. Cavaliers are off tonight. They lost in Atlanta last night, 131-107 against the Hawks. That one stings. So they're off tonight, and then tomorrow afternoon, they'll be at the Garden to play the Knicks. That's a 1 o'clock tip-off here on MMS. 12:30 is when the pregame coverage will begin. And then they'll be back home on Sunday to play the Sixers, and on the road for a couple of games, and then back here on the 10th for the final regular season game against the Milwaukee Buckaroos. The Deshaun Watson deposition. You sent me this.
Yeah.
Was this Channel 8 that was
down
showing
in
this?
Houston, I believe.
But I assume a local news affiliate got hold of it?
Maybe. I haven't seen the local version. The one that I sent you, I thought was from one down in Houston.
Were the women who all accused him of doing stuff, were they all local girls? They were all Texas girls? Part of this is that he was flying them in?
He was flying women in from all over the place. Yeah.
Any of them from Ohio?
Not that I have heard of, because I think there's only one or two that have been named.
And he found them how?
Instagram.
Instagram.
A lot of them Instagram, some Craigslist, stuff like that.
So he'd find massage therapists on Instagram and say, how would you like to come down? Like, what's the line on that? I mean, you can't assume that every female knows who you are. Obviously, they're going to look you up and go, holy cow, this guy's a big deal. But the allegations are that he found these girls and then said, hey, do you want to come down?
Yeah, I mean, there's
and be
a few different ways he would do it. Like the one that he's talking about in this segment from the deposition is a lady that was like half an hour outside of Houston, and he went to her mom's house, brought his own towel. Just a weird thing for a professional athlete to do for like a massage. But
he's not a married guy, right? He's not
got a girlfriend.
Like, he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, he brings
Still?
that up. He brings that up in the...
Oh, as a defense, he brings it up.
Yeah, he's like...
I don't need to do this. I have a girlfriend.
Well, they go, did you find this woman attractive? And he goes, I can't answer that. I have a girlfriend. And then apparently if you want to play it...
Like with all the other stuff, that's the line he doesn't want to cross. Mm-hmm. I don't want my girlfriend stabbing me in the throat as I sleep.
You don't remember her telling you that she wasn't going to go to a hotel room with you?
I don't remember that.
The Fox 8i team giving...
They can't figure out how to do these, and
they never can.
Nope.
You the first look at Deshaun Watson answering questions in lawsuits filed by 22 women.
Women accusing him of sexual misconduct. Strangers he met through social media for massages.
That's why I saw it on Instagram.
So you think you saw a story that involved her?
Definitely possible.
Definitely possible.
It is definitely possible that that's what
possible.
happened. Yeah. Did you find her attractive? Definitely possible. Well, I don't want to listen to that whole thing in one ear.
Yeah, let me see if I can. There's got to be one.
I should have run it off, but I guess I didn't. I didn't realize there was. I don't know how in 2022
I don't know how that happens.
Television stations who are running these still can't figure out stereo audio, but they were like, why would you post something suggesting that you were in New York City or in another city or, when you were getting a massage in Houston? Who's his girlfriend?
I don't know.
Yeah, well.
No, never mind.
Hmm?
Nothing. I was going to say, why not date a massage therapist? But then I was like, oh, that's not what he wants the massages for. Like, that's not. I was like, dude, two birds. Just date a massage therapist that you can bang, and it would be fine. And then I was like, that's not the point of it.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where he's dating a massage therapist, but she wouldn't give him a massage. He was constantly like taking her hands and putting them on. Jennifer Coolidge back in the day, right? Before she had all that work done, Jennifer Coolidge was the massage therapist.
I don't know.
But that was her work, and so she didn't want to date him and do it.
I sent you another video. I don't know if this one's better.
Okay.
On Friends, it was the same thing, except I think Rachel was trying to date a gynecologist.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know how you work at a coffee shop and you get home and you're just like, if I see one more cup of coffee.
Right.
A hotel room with you?
Nope, that one. Honey, I see them all day at work, all right? Yeah.
Nothing new.
Right.
So in this, he says, so you can't, he asks, did you find this woman attractive? And they go, and his response is, I can't answer that because I have a girlfriend. And then later they're asking him about, he posted on his Instagram like he was in New York, but he was actually in Houston at the time, trying to throw them off. I'm guessing his girlfriend off where he was because he was getting a massage, and he wanted her to think that he was in New York. And then he pleads the fifth on that one.
But, I mean, for the purpose of gathering evidence, couldn't they go back and wouldn't there be a geotag on that post?
You can geotag anywhere.
Huh?
You can geotag anywhere.
You can?
I can tag from this studio. I can post something and tag New York City.
Or like Pittsburgh.
Well, you can tag New York City, but wouldn't they be able to go into the metadata and find out that his phone was
like
not
the location?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can do that from the. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know if they can do that from an Instagram post, but like if he takes the picture and saves it to his camera roll, yes.
Yeah.
But he also deletes a lot of stuff where he deleted a lot of the messages, and that's what I think is going to be very interesting when that stuff will eventually come out.
Can't
because
they just
a lot of these women.
When you delete things, does it? Why do I feel like maybe I was reading a book? Oh, that was in one of my murder books. I was like, no, it wasn't a documentary. No, that was a fiction book that I was
Fiction and reality are starting to blur for one Mary Santora.
They like recovered
her figure-em-outs.
But these women have the interactions. He just doesn't. So they have all their interactions with him screenshotted and submitted as evidence, and he deleted everything.
Yeah, in this book, the girl deleted all of her text messages, and they re-download them from the phone company.
I mean, you can do that on your own phone. You can retrieve old text messages that you've deleted on your own phone. So best believe somebody who's going to be doing this as part of litigation will do it.
There's got to be a way to get rid of it, though. You do like a system reset or something. Then
but it's still out there. I mean, these are messages that were sent.
Yeah.
So even if you couldn't see, a lot of times they can't see the messages, but they can see when messages were sent, which means you were sending messages, you know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Boy, people, there's not a lot of hope for humanity because, like, the first comment on one of these videos was just really ridiculous, where it said something like, he should just come out as trans, and then people will say he's brave.
What does that have to do with anything?
I thought people are just
I see, because people are, you're right. They're trying to turn it into something else. Guys, I'm transgender. Cool. Anyway, you still are on the hook for all of these women who, as though that would make everything go away.
Then it just changes to, well, ma'am, when you put your penis on that massage therapist.
That's right. Yes. Was this pre-surgery or... Speaking of depositions, Alex Jones has said that he will sit once they started levying $25,000 a day fines against him, according to the judge. He said he was too sick to be deposed in the Sandy Hook family's class action lawsuit, but then he was still doing his show, 4 hours of him screaming. And they were like, all right, well, until you show up, we're going to fine you $25,000 a day. And then all of a sudden, I guess he got a lot better and said that he will sit. Of course, he says that the judge is out to get him and she's lying about everything and blah, 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 all that usual crap that people who are clearly lying about something are trying to foist on the public.
As far as fines go, is that the only disciplinary action you can get, or can you go to jail?
You can be arrested. Okay. I don't think that they wanted to do that. I don't think that they, But yeah, if you
'Cause I think
ignore,
they can hold you in contempt of court.
yeah, they can go pick you up,
Okay. Yeah.
throw you in the tank.
Hit him in the pocketbook. That's where it hurts.
I guess. Give him a little bit more rope. So they've already found him liable for defamation. They just need to determine how much he owes the families.
That's good. How do you even put a number on that?
I don't know. He put a number on it. He tried to settle for $125,000 a family, or a plaintiff. I don't know if the parents. I assume that families constitute individual families constitute a plaintiff.
And even
or maybe it's filed under their dead children's names. I don't know how that laid out, but his attempt at a settlement was basically laughed out of court.
And defamation is really hard to prove just because you have to show malicious intent. So that means they proved that he was literally going after these families for no reason.
I mean, in a situation like this where you have a public forum like that and you're hammering it and hammering it and hammering it, I bet that the burden of proof for malicious intent was a lot lower than it might be. In some cases, it's probably, you're going to slip out because it's really hard to prove. It's probably a lot less hard to prove in a case like Alex Jones. But he said that he'll sit for 2 full days of deposition. And the judge said, if you don't want to do that, we're going to fine you $25,000 a day because you're intentionally failing to comply to do this.
Would that price be the same for a regular, a civilian? Or do they...
No clue. I think the judge sets it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because they know he has a lot of money.
He's a man of means.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it was me, I'm I don't want to come in. They'd be $25,000 a day. I'd be yeah, good luck.
Right.
I made that last year.
His lawyers say he's not avoiding anything. He just wants to wait for a doctor's note to tell him that he's okay. Said he was dealing with a sinus blockage, which, if you've ever heard Alex Jones speak, you could completely understand why he'd have a sinus blockage. But they were like, but you're also doing your show every day, too, so it's hard to argue that you're too sick to sit when you're clearly not.
Alex Jones here. I got sinus blockage here. I can't really go and do this court thing.
That's making me cough just listening to it. So they're like, if you had been hospitalized, we would kick this down the road. But we're not gonna. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to leave us a message, you can. It's 216-986-8903.
Alan and gang, this is Jay in Lakewood. Real quick, Mary told a story yesterday morning about her family said if they ask about a food, they'd have to try it. Similar story. I was around 5, 6 years old, and my uncle was eating a bowl of something that I wanted to know what it was. I asked the question. He said, try it and I'll tell you. Tried it. I liked it. It was delicious. I said, what is it? He said, pig guts. He was eating a bowl of chitlins, southern delicacy of pig intestine. If you're not familiar, I'm sure you are, Alan, with your southern father. However, that was the first and last time I ate pig guts. I almost threw that up just knowing that it was the insides of a pig at 6 years old, and chitlins are not a thing that every black person enjoys. Some do. Disgusting. So never asked again to try any strange foods from there. Love you, bye.
You ever had chitlins?
No.
No?
Oh, God, no.
No, you wouldn't try them?
No.
I will try anything once, but...
No, I wouldn't.
I'm more in the camp of, I'm almost opposite of when I was a kid, where I'm like, don't tell me what it is. If it's something gross, I have
You mean even after you've had it?
I have a couple friend. No, I mean beforehand. I have a couple friend who eats hearts and livers, and they'll smoke beef tongue
organ meats
and stuff like that.
Head cheese, things like that.
Yes, and I've told them multiple, and they're great cooks. But I tell them, I'm like, if you're gonna cook me some weirdo meat, don't tell me what it is. I'll try it, and if I like it, I might not even ever want to know. But because I'll get in my head about eating an organ or a tongue or something.
Yeah, chitlins are absolutely an acquired taste. My dad would cook them every so often. And they stink to high heaven too. But you got to kind of season them the right way. They fill them sometimes with what they call force meat, which I always thought was a great name for a band. If you're out there in a garage and you need a name for your band, just go with force meat. But force meat is like when they'll grind up some other things and they'll put some spices in there, and sometimes they'll, use it for like
it's like filling
turkey
almost.
stuffing, and sometimes you'll pack chitlins with it. But I remember when my mom was pregnant with me, she craved pickled pig's feet, which is another like southern delicacy, which is literally what it is. Instead of bacon or another part of the pig, they just take the feet and they pickle them. And she would tell me about how, because, my parents were still living in Alabama then, and that she would just sit there eating jars of Hormel pickled pig's feet. I don't think that's probably long gone. I don't know if they even jar them anymore. But
Hormel makes a great corned beef hash. I don't know if that counts.
No, it's not the same at
It's
all.
definitely not the same as pickled pig's feet.
But I'm saying they put out a good product.
Yeah, I like
Well, sure,
I
the
like
chili.
that,
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think it's mostly a regional delicacy too. North of the Mason-Dixon line, you're probably not going to find pig's feet in the Giant Eagle. But
That's super gross.
You ever had them?
No. There's a dim sum place that the manager of Hilarities loves to go to, and so I've been there several times with him and some comics. Right here, I think it's called Lee Wah.
Yeah.
Over on Superior and 30th, that area. And they have like chicken feet and stuff like that. And the menu is all you can't read it. It's not in English. So you just kind of, they push around the carts and you just like point at it.
A lot
like,
of pictures.
You're just like, I guess that.
I guess we'll try this.
Yeah.
What are cracklins?
Right.
Yeah.
Cracklins I like.
Cracklins are pretty
That's pork rinds.
Yeah. Pork rinds.
It's just fried pig skin.
I don't care for pork rinds.
I like them.
But
Mabel's downtown does a pretty good cracklin.
I think people that are like eating keto will eat pork rinds.
Because it's no carbs.
Yeah,
or
you can
something.
use those. You crush them up, and then you can have like simulate. What am I trying to say?
Simulated?
Simulate like fried chicken or something like that.
Oh.
Or use it as like breading
It is a
almost.
breading, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's a pain in the ass to do, but it's really good. I've done it a couple times.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something to broaden your palate, and you go, I want to try something really weird, give chitlins a ride. It's not for everybody, but it might be for you. Alan Deshaun Watson's girlfriend is super foxy. Yeah, I imagine that she probably is, and she's probably going to stand by her man too.
And she's going to shut up. Don't ask her no questions. She's like, like, wouldn't you do? I think at that point, like, you just have to commit to it. Like, you know that he could possibly be implicated in something, but you're there because...
Listen, I think anybody that starts dating a professional athlete has to at least excise part of their brain and set it aside and go,
don't ask me nothing.
This is for the portion of, their life that I probably don't want to know most of, but...
Don't ask me nothing. My man, do you see what the contract my man got? You see this ring he got me? And my car and my bag? Don't ask me nothing.
Oh, man, he's going to be glued to her hip to hip after all this.
And Poundcake would be a great athlete's wife.
Oh,
Why do
my
you say
God,
that?
He'd be a great wag.
Because I would hold my man down?
Yeah, you'd stand by him if you were with a guy that had a $230 million contract and there were accusations against him. You'd be
I'm like, you need me to fit. I would be the new Hillary Clinton. I'd be better because no one would suspect me. They're like, Cody's a credible person. He's black. He's gay. He's been on the outskirts of life his entire life. And I'm like, that's how I get you. You trust me. You tell me all your secrets, and then I ruin your credibility. I use everything to get show ass up.
I could see like Cody's boyfriend getting wrapped up in something like this, and Cody just has a little man purse full of
the
NDAs.
closer.
He's just coming out like sliding NDA.
They send me in. They're like, all right.
But it's all in the interest of self-preservation.
Oh, nothing to do with his boyfriend.
Yeah,
No.
Send in the helpful Brown, and that's me.
Yeah, Cody likes his cars and his clothes and his Tel Aviv trips.
So I have to go in there.
He's become accustomed to a certain way of life,
Right.
and none of you hoes are going to ruin it for me.
I have to honey trap somebody. I go in and sleep with someone's dad. I'm like,
someone's dad.
I got to honey trap someone. They send me in to seal some people up.
Yep.
That's all.
All right, I guess I have to sleep with Archie Manning for some reason, but let's get this out of the way. And
Man, shut your ass up. I've done worse for less.
probably not. Alan, I most definitely still see Hormel pickled pig's feet in the store.
Of course.
Wow. All right. I don't look for them either, but I figured that was maybe a thing of the past.
Let's try them.
Why?
That's probably a thing where they have like 2 jars on the shelf.
They've been there for
And they,
30
yeah,
years.
Dusty.
they
Yeah.
restock them, twice a year.
Yeah, when everything was out, the supply chain issues, and they still got the pig's feet.
That's right. Yeah, those we never have to restock.
There's no eggs. There's
We
no
still
cheese.
have the same jar up there. Okay, I'm going to break. I'll have those Kid Rock tickets for you later on, and Chris Rock tickets a little further down.